Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you, Convener, and good morning to committee. I very much welcome the opportunity to attend today's meeting to discuss early release of Prisoners Scotland Regulations 2025 and Prisons and Young Offenders Institutions Scotland Amendment Rules 2025. The continuing rise in the prison population and its complexity is putting significant pressure on our prisons, impacting the Scottish Prison Service and partners' ability to ensure prisons function effectively and safely and accommodating those who pose the greatest risk of harm. This morning, the prison population stands at 8,404, and on Tuesday, the 21st of October, the population reached 8,430, its highest level ever. The Government has taken forward a range of measures to reach a sustainable population, including changing the point of release for some short-term prisoners and increased investment to strengthen alternatives to custody, and have also established the independent review of sentencing and penal policy to inform future action. However, given the recent rate of increase and the associated risks, further action must be taken. It is therefore my view that the legal test for emergency release has been met and is necessary and proportionate to ensure the prison service can maintain the security and good order of prisons and the health, safety and welfare of prisoners and prison staff. While this is not a decision that was taken lightly, the increasing number of prisoners in custody is now at a level where the Scottish Prison Services assess capacity tolerance has been breached on more than one occasion. A number of establishments are identified at red risk, and SPS are at risk of not being able to comply with statutory duties and legal obligations. Protecting victims and public safety remains my priority, and I absolutely recognise that the early release of prisoners is a cause for concern for victims. That is why, if approved, these regulations will have safeguards in place. Only short-term prisoners with under 4 years within 180 days of release are eligible, and there are strict exemptions for those in prison for sexual or domestic abuse offences and those with non-harassment orders. There are also statutory exclusions. Details of this are included in the SSI and includes those in life sentences, registered sex offenders and those serving a sentence for domestic abuse. There is also a prison governor's veto if there is immediate risk of harm to identifiable individuals or groups. Should a prisoner pose an immediate risk of harm, they will not be released. The Prisons and Young Offender Institutions Scotland Amendment Rules 2025 has been laid alongside the EER regulations and seeks to amend the prison rules to allow governors to delegate the application of the governor veto to deputy governors. Deputy governors are experienced in risk management and risk-based decision-making, and they also chair the risk management teams in their establishment. This change is intended to provide resilience in the application of the governor's veto by allowing governors in charge to delegate this to deputy governors where required, for example, when governors are unavailable. The deputy government cannot delegate this further. Emergency release is not the answer to addressing the prison population issue in the longer term, but it is essential to provide some critical relief to those who live and work in our prisons. I am grateful for the cross-party engagement I have had on these important issues so far, and encourage committee members to support today's regulations and to work with me on our collective goal of a sustainable prison population. Thank you, Convener.